he won a playoff game with Mitchell Trubisky. That's a pretty
Yeah.
good coaching job. Now, all that to say this too, I'm ready for him to move on from the Chiefs. Welcome back to another episode of the Kingdom Corner. We are your hosts. I'm Andrew, and with me, as always, is my great friend, Mr. Dale Baker. And so we're going to be recapping this game against the Denver Broncos. I mean, a brutal loss of 19-22. So what's your initial thoughts on this game, Dale?
Yeah, well, I'm an all black today, and
That's
that
right.
should tell you. Now, there's a little red coming through. You can see a little red, but a lot
Yeah.
of black. We may have witnessed this. Well, we definitely, I know there's still a small percent chance that we could win the AFC West, but I think we witnessed last night that those we did not. We are not going to win the 10th AFC West championship in a row. So.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate too. And you can see I have no red poking through my all black. So it probably says a little bit about where each of us are right now. So,
Yeah,
but I mean, it was a game that I thought the Chiefs had every opportunity to win and
yeah,
gave
it was
every
right
opportunity
there.
that they were given away. And so, I mean, there's so much to jump into about this game and so much we can talk to, and probably more than
Yeah,
we even have time to talk to, and more than maybe you even want to listen to us talk about it. But we'll try to hit some of the main parts. But I think one of the big things was what happened to the run game. I mean, it seemed like,
yeah,
first off, Kareem Hunt was the only one who even got a carry.
yeah.
Patrick Mahomes ran it one time where he attempted and got 3 yards or something like that. But other than that, Kareem Hunt got every single carry that the Chiefs had in their rushing game.
Yep.
And it's the only game this year that only one back has gotten every single touch. And it wasn't like he got a lot of touches. I mean,
No.
he got 14 touches total.
Yeah.
So it's not a winning recipe. And but not only that, in his 14 touches, he's still averaging 4.5 yards a carry.
Come on.
And then you get down to the end. I know I'm kind of jumping around a little bit here, but just
Yeah, yeah.
hitting this rushing
Initial
attack.
thoughts.
Getting to the end, I mean, the Chiefs finally get to the lead, 19-16. They get their extra point blocked, which special teams is a whole nother thing right now, which we've mentioned several times this year already. But even beyond that, the Chiefs are still up 3. The Broncos offense is stalling out just like the Chiefs offense has been most of the game. And so
Right.
the Chiefs, all they gotta do, they force a 3-and-out the next time Broncos get the ball, and then all the Chiefs have to do now is hold on to the ball for the last 6 minutes or however much time was left, and they'll win the game.
Man.
And so
Wouldn't that
we
been
get down
great?
there. It's 3rd and 2, Dale, and we're deep in our own territory, but 3rd and 2. I don't know about you, but the Broncos have a great pass rush.
Great.
Uh, they're Well, that's the best part of their defense, and not that the rest of their defense is bad by any means, but that's their best
Yeah.
game plan for defense is their pass rush, and so we have not been moving the ball very effectively at all in the second half, outside Travis Kelce, and we have a running back who's averaging 4.5 yards a carry. What do you think you should do in that situation, Dale?
Man. I think you probably should run a screen.
Yeah, I mean, at least either run a screen or hand
Or
the ball
hand
off
it off
right
to
off the
yeah.
center. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, and we mentioned this several weeks ago, and I heard even the announcers, as much as I don't want to give any of them credit, so I will not say their name because I do not
Tony
like them.
Romo.
Okay. I was trying not to say their name. I don't want to give
Yeah,
those
yeah.
guys credit because I just don't think Tony Romo was a great announcer, but that's my own thoughts,
Yeah.
I guess. But even he pointed out when we run the ball from the shotgun, we're
Uh-huh.
not doing well, but when we run it from under center, we're doing well. And we mentioned that in this
Yep.
podcast several
Oh
weeks
yeah.
ago.
Yep.
And so every time we were running it from under center, Kareem Hunt was getting positive yards. The only times he didn't is when we were running from out of the gun. And
Yep.
so why are we in 3rd and 2, potentially game on the line? I know there's a lot of time left, but potentially game on the line. And we're trying to throw a deep pass or at least a medium
Yeah.
pass down the field, which hasn't been working for most of the second half. And
No.
not only that, he passed it to Rashad Smith, who's a rookie, and gave him a really difficult throw to catch. And I understand at that point it's just the play call that you're dealt.
Yep.
But why is that the play call that we had to begin with? That's my big beef about this game is the
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 play
play
calling.
calling from the
Yeah,
offense.
there you go. Matt Nagy, watch out. I think you're on the hot seat, brother. And the crazy thing
Yeah,
is, I think Matt Nagy's going to get a job offer, and
I
so
would
that'll
love
be
it. I'd
yeah,
love it.
that would be very interesting to see because I think a lot of these people is he going to get another opportunity to coach because I think he was dealt a bad hand in Chicago,
Yeah, he was.
with and so he inherited a quarterback that wasn't very good, and they did well the first, and then it would kind of just went downhill from there. It's the Chicago Bears. I mean, they're a dumpster fire for years.
I mean,
Since I've been alive, they've
yeah,
been a dumpster.
you
Yeah,
look back at that Chicago team with Matt Nagy, who had Mitchell Trubisky, and you kind of
yeah.
see what Trubisky is now. The fact that Matt Nagy led them to a playoff game, if I remember right, I think they won one playoff game, didn't they? Or did
I
they
think
lose
you're
that one?
correct. I think you're
And
correct
so
in saying
he won a playoff game with Mitchell Trubisky. That's a pretty
yeah.
good coaching job. Now, all that to say this too, I'm ready for him to move on from the Chiefs.
Yeah, no,
So,
that'd be all right. That'd be all right. I do think I think your voice, gets tired and and I know, who knows how many years Andy Reid's got in him. And so I know he has a lot of grandkids and things like that. So who knows what the Chiefs' future is. But I think the good news, I think there's a lot of good things that we could take away from this game. And so first, I think the big thing was we could have been 14-0 down in that game. But our defense stepped up in the red zone and
yeah,
really, stopped them. And I think all game really kind of just stepped up in the red zone and held them to a lot of field goals, which usually, if you do that as a football team, your offense should, hopefully get in. But again, the Denver's defense is really good statistically. I mean, the most sacks. Their defensive line, as you mentioned, is incredible. The best corner is out, Patrick Surtain, but they still have quality corners. That McMenamin kid, he looked like he was a Pro Bowler,
yeah,
All Pro. We made him look like with his interceptions and sacks, and just having big plays. And so yeah, they're a well coached, disciplined team. And that was probably the big difference to me. They looked more better coached and better disciplined than the Chiefs, and that's rare for the Chiefs. I mean, I would say for the most part, the Chiefs have historically looked better than the other team. But it seemed like this team, this Broncos team, last night, just in the small sample size that we have, they were ready to play. We weren't, is what I kind of know. It's like even Bo
yeah,
Nix looked good, and he has not looked good at all year. It's like, I mean, I feel like it's every team's Super Bowl, right? The Buffalo Bills come in and handle business, and they beat us, and then it's like, oh, then they go to Miami and they lose, and it's like, what the heck? And then now you have the Buffalo or the Denver Broncos come in. I mean, Bo Nix has looked terrible for a majority of the season, where he hasn't been able to complete passes, making crazy decisions, and then now he looks like a Pro Bowler, and I'm like, what? What in the world? And so, is that the Chiefs' defense? Is that this people are players elevating their play against the Chiefs? What do you think?
well, first off, you gave me several talking points in just what you said, so I got to hit a bunch. But I think most of that is the Chiefs' defense.
Okay.
Because as we point out in our last episode, the Chiefs defense, everybody thinks they're great, and I'm not saying they're awful,
Yeah.
but they're not as good as everybody thinks they are. And we
Yeah.
pointed out last week how they're bottom of the pack on third down. If they might be really good on first down,
Right.
maybe I'd have to look at the stats exactly, but they might be one of the best first down defenses in the NFL,
Yeah.
maybe even second down. And they're probably, well, not probably, they are in the bottom tier of
Oh
third
yeah.
down defenses. If you got
Yeah.
third and two or third and 15, it doesn't matter. You're probably going to
Com-
get that
yeah.
completion and against the Chiefs defense. So I think a lot of it is the Chiefs defense. And I don't know why that is because you'd think that if you can play so well on first and second down, that third down, especially when you're third and 12,
Right.
third and whatever, third and long, that defense would be able to get off the field. And for
Right.
whatever reason, it's not. And so I have noticed this too. Maybe you can tell me if I'm wrong. It doesn't seem like Spags is blitzing this year as much as he has before.
No, and I don't think he is because I don't think he has the guys right to cover. I think he doesn't feel confident in Watson and Cook and Connors, and where it's like, I mean, I feel like he feels confident in what's his name,
McDuffie.
McDuffie, but then usually McDuffie's a great blitzer, and so if you blitz him, and so yeah. And Connors, I thought we were going to see a lot more blitzes with, I mean, Connors came in and had a sack in the first play. And I was like,
Yeah,
all right, boys, you come to play. All right, here we go.
yeah,
Because we heard about this offensive line, this defensive line of the Broncos. And I was like, all right, we're gonna put pressure on Bo Nix. And man, it seemed like we did a little bit here and there, but it did not seem like we did the whole game.
yeah, for sure. So let me ask you this then.
Okay.
So, because of this game against the Broncos, and because
Yeah.
of maybe even the whole season, how the Chiefs have played, and they've lost all these one-score games that they were winning last year. So, this is kind of a two-part question, but we'll start with this:
Yeah.
Do other teams do they no longer fear the Chiefs because of who they are this season?
Yeah, I think there's still a little bit of fear because I do think like teams get up for the Chiefs because they are like what the historic run they've had these last 7 years is like pretty impressive, right? And so I
Well,
still
I
think
mean,
like
I get that, but
yeah,
but at this point, going forward, I think you're
yeah,
right. To this point, I think the teams have gotten up. But
yeah.
do they think going forward now? I mean, we just let the
Oh,
Broncos score over 20 points on us, who have an
listen,
awful
we got the
offense.
Indianapolis Colts coming into Arrowhead, and they better be ready because
All right.
they they better. I mean, the I'm sure they got landed last night from Denver and started practice right away. Right, these boys. I mean, to think about the 7 year run is important, but like these is the excellence they're used to. Like, there's like players on
Yeah.
this team that have done nothing but win, and now like, what is this losing? What is this 500? 5-5? What are we doing? And so,
Yeah.
and so yeah, I do think like they're. I mean, the Colts is going to be a good test, and so I think, yes, we're wearing all black today, but the season is not lost. And believe me, I was in a dark place last night with the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, not so dark you need to call for a wellness check, but I mean, like just
Yeah.
just like, man, this is very disappointing that it's kind of ending like this, and so. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, we'll see if there's a fire. But yeah, I think the big problem is, you alluded to it. I don't think our defense is as good as we think it is. And then number two, I think we're paying a lot of people a lot of money that are old. And I think when you do that, it kind of handicaps you in a sense of like we can't pay other people. So like Travis Kelce is, I mean, like again, if you were to tell me I mean, he's doing really, really well this year. So I'm not saying that, but we're also paying him $19 million to do really, really well. Chris Jones finally did show up last night
Yeah.
during the game and caused a bunch of havoc. And so it's like, well, you're just not getting, I guess. I don't think Travis Kelce and Chris Jones at their age can give you a consistent play like they did 3-4 years ago.
Yeah. Well, I might make the argument that Travis Kelce still can. And I know
Okay.
there's probably one, maybe two games this year that he hasn't really shown up much. But
Right.
these last few weeks, he's looked like a
Old
younger
Travis.
version of Travis
Oh
Kelsey.
yeah.
Maybe not 27-year-old Travis Kelsey, but maybe 31-year-old Travis
Right.
Kelsey, right? And so he's still in the top 20 of receiving yards in the NFL this year. And that includes other players who have already played an additional game than the Chiefs have since the Chiefs have already had their bye. So if you
Yeah.
factor all that in, he's probably at least top 15, if not top 10 in receiving yards in the NFL this year.
Yeah.
And so to that point, I mean, in the second half, Mahomes seemed like he didn't trust hardly anybody in the second half.
No, he did not.
And I think part of that is because of the first half. If you look at that first half,
Man.
there were times that Mahomes literally had Mahomes magic where he escaped and making an incredible throw.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of one towards the end of the half where he had Rice on a
Oh
line.
yeah.
I mean, and it was a perfect pass. And there was, I think, at least two passes to Rice that were like that. Not
Yeah.
necessarily on that last play, but throughout the game that Rice should have had, and
Right.
sometimes does have. But I mean, the defender was right there, but the defender didn't touch the ball. The
No.
defender didn't have any pass interference against Rice. Rice just simply missed it. And
Yeah.
so, and I think when you do that consistently, especially in those big play moments when you
Right.
need something, and Mahomes literally creates magic out of nothing, get you the ball, you got to catch it. And if
Oh
you
yeah.
don't, you can't tell me that doesn't sit in the back of Mahomes' head. And I know he says, I got to just keep trusting my guys,
Yeah.
trusting my guys. And yes, he does have to trust them to an extent. But at the same time, if you're not going to be able to catch the ball in that big moment, he's like, I got to find somebody who can. And
Yeah.
right now, Travis Kelsey's the only one who's doing it. And so in the second half, uh, Travis Kelsey, if you don't include or sorry, Patrick Mahomes, if you don't include his passes to Travis Kelsey, he
Uh-huh.
was 6 for 11 for 74 yards in the second half.
There you go.
And if you take out the one big pass to Thornton, he was 5 for 10 for 13 yards
Man.
outside of Travis Kelsey.
Yeah.
So outside of the 61-yard pass to Thornton and the 77 yards to Kelsey, he was 5 for 10 for 13 yards in the second half. I mean, that just tells you he did not trust any of those other guys except for Kelsey. And
Yeah.
so Kelsey himself had 7 receptions in the second half to everybody else's 6.
Hey,
And
we hit the
so
over. We hit the over on that.
we hit the over on the Travis Kelsey.
There you
Yes.
go.
So
Well, then Travis Kelsey even had like, he always has like, it feels like every game he has like one big drop, and he had a big drop where it was going to extend the drive and continue. And so kind of just hit him in a bad spot right in the hands. And so,
well,
yeah, it was just,
that one
yeah.
though was a little bit behind him too, where the defender was able to catch up. And I know he's made those
Okay.
before,
He's
but
made them.
but because of the throw placement, the defender was able to catch up to that ball.
Yeah. Well,
But
you're a professional. You're a
Kelsey
professional.
still should have had it though. Yes.
Yes, yeah. So, but yeah, I think like, yeah, we don't want to hit the panic button now. I mean, I think we're still fine now. Are we in the place we want to be in? No. And luckily, there's a lot of bad teams ahead of us. So,
Yeah. So I mean, that's the big question. What is the realistic expectations for this team moving forward?
12-5.
12-5. My goodness, we're gonna win out. I like it, Dale.
No, I
So
think I think we're I think we're going to drop one more. I think we go 11-6. And the
and I
question will be, will that get us in the playoffs?
if I was a guessing person, and I guess I'm a guessing person, so
You are. Yeah, yeah.
I think 11 win gets you into the playoffs.
Okay.
If you have 10, I'm not so sure. 10 is going to depend a whole lot on other factors, but I think 11 wins will get you into the playoffs. And I say it because the Chargers and the Jaguars, who are the two teams in front of the Chiefs right
Uh-huh.
now, neither one of them look good. The Jaguars don't. The Jaguars are similar to the Broncos. They well, the difference is they're not winning all their close
Yeah.
games. But the Jaguars, they look good some weeks and then they look awful other weeks. And
Right.
right now the Chargers are just on a downward spiral. And so
Yeah.
that's good for the Chiefs because they're a team in front of us. And so I think one or maybe even both of those teams might fall off where the Chiefs are going to catch or pass both of them. The only issue with the Jaguars is that the Jaguars hold the tiebreaker against the Chiefs.
Yep.
And so you'd have to potentially win, two
One
more
more.
games.
Two
That
more or one more. One more.
well,
One more.
we're one more behind the Jaguars, so we'd have to win two more
Right.
to get ahead. But yes,
Oh
one
yeah,
more.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, one more than the Jaguars to pass them, and so
Yeah.
that would be a little more difficult at this stage because I know we're just barely over halfway through the season, but we'll see. But the Jaguars do not have an easy schedule for the remainder of the season either, so that could bode well for the Chiefs.
There you go.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
So
I think it's very realistic that they can make the playoffs. But then the follow up question is, how far do you think this team can go if they get to the playoffs?
listen, we've only been to the AFC Championship game. I mean,
It's all Patrick Mahomes knows. He doesn't even
that's
know
all he
what it
knows.
means to go home before that.
Yeah.
He
Now, a 7 seed cannot host the AFC Championship game, so it won't be in the Arrowhead
right.
Invitational, but it will. Very well could be. Hey, we could be in there. I mean, I don't like if you're the Indianapolis Colts and you're the 2 seed, or you're the New England Patriots and you're the 2 seed. I mean, do you want Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelsey and Chris Jones to come up to Foxborough, Indianapolis and play?
You sure don't. You sure don't. So especially
I
in the
mean,
playoffs,
right? Yeah,
those guys are different. And I'll say to Chris Jones' credit, you pointed out too. Chris Jones had a great game against the Broncos. He played phenomenal. I mean, potentially you could say it's his best game of the season so far. He
right.
was
Yeah,
in Bo Nix's face all day long,
all day.
which is what we talked about before that game. And I even said before going into that Broncos game, for this Chiefs defense to do well, Chris Jones has to play at a high level,
Yep.
and he did. And the Chiefs' rush defense looked much better yesterday. They
Oh
didn't
yeah,
they didn't always get home, but they were actually creating pressure yesterday, even when they weren't blitzing. So
yeah.
that was great to see because the Broncos have a good offensive line. So it's good to see that, and hopefully that can at least continue going forward. But if I'm being honest though about this playoff scenario,
Oh no.
I'm not so
Oh
sure I
no.
believe that the Chiefs can make the AFC Championship game this year.
Yeah.
And I say that because I don't see the fight in them like I have
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
And maybe fight is the wrong word, but in the clutch moments when they really need something, Mahomes is still delivering the ball where it needs to be.
Oh yeah.
But guys are not coming down with it like they were before.
So should
So
we just lose to be in the third place so we play a third place schedule next year season? That'd be
uh,
awesome, wouldn't it?
you're not going to get Mahomes or Kelsey to just give up and say, you know what,
Hey,
let's just
guess
be the
what? You're
third.
benched. You've been benched.
It's not going to have that. That would be such a bad look for the
Oh,
NFL.
I know. Yeah, 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 yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I see what you're saying. I mean, I'd love to have a higher draft pick if we're not going to win the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, exactly. See,
Uh,
let's just start losing. Let's just get 5 wins. We get like a top 10 pick. Jay whiz, you kidding me?
yeah. Well, but I'll say this: there's always a chance if you get them into the playoffs.
Yeah,
Because
always a
even
chance.
two
Yeah,
years
yeah.
ago, remember MVS when he was playing with the Chiefs couldn't catch a thing to save
Yeah.
his life.
And
Then we
he's
get to the playoffs when we won the 2023 Super Bowl, so two Super Bowls
it's
ago.
hard to remember, isn't
I
it?
know there's so many in there, so it's a good feeling. But remember that year, MVS couldn't catch the
Yeah,
ball to
yeah.
save his life, and he had at least two really big catches. One in the AFC Championship game to ice the game on a like 30 or 40-yard
Yeah.
pass down the field to ice the game against the Buffalo Bills and put that game away. And so there's always still the potential that even these receivers who aren't catching it right now can
Yeah.
catch up. And maybe with Rice, maybe part of it is because, he was out for the first 4 games and he's still trying to
Yeah.
find his rhythm.
Well,
And
and it's like I think, some days you just don't have your best stuff, right? Some days you just don't wake up and, have your best game every game. And so I think like, yeah, I don't think there's a panic button there. But let me ask you about the penalties. Do you think it was
oh,
ticky tack, or do you think like my biggest problem is I just want consistency. Like if you're gonna call holding on things, like just be consistent then on everything. But like when you
yeah.
aren't consistent. So like when you don't call offensive pass interference, and it's clearly, I mean, everyone can see it, and then the announcers then don't talk about it. It's wild to me.
Yeah. Well, again, Tony Romo is not the best announcer, and one of the reasons why he's not the best is because he is a Chiefs hater.
Oh yeah,
Like, there's
I love
no
it.
doubt about that. You love it? All right.
I love that people don't, like he would want anybody else to win and then they win. I love
Oh,
that.
that part I do love.
Yeah.
But
So,
I hate when I'm watching the Chiefs games as a fan, and all I hear is some guy just dogging the Chiefs for 3 hours, though. That gets old to me really quickly. And I understand everybody doesn't have to love the Chiefs. I just want you to be neutral, is all I
there
want you
you
to
go. Yeah,
be.
that's what you should be.
But Tony Romo is not neutral. He is
No.
very obviously a Chiefs hater. So, but yes, and so it does not surprise me at all when things go or
Yeah.
should go in the Chiefs' favor that he doesn't mention it at all.
So do you think like what do you think about the officiating yesterday? I mean, there was a lot of penalties on both sides. I mean, it was
Yeah,
crazy.
there was.
It was crazy.
Well, and Broncos have, I wouldn't say legit argument, but they have an argument that the refs are in the Chiefs' favor because they got those two defensive pass interferences, but both of those were pretty
Yeah.
egregious.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the first one on first look is like, okay, that maybe that's not. But then from the other view, you see that he's grabbed a hold of his jersey and is pulling him. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, you have to call that. I mean, I don't know
Right.
how you can't. But yes, to your point or to your question at least, the Chiefs and I guess the Broncos too kind of got screwed out of a great game
Yeah.
because every time either team got some momentum going, it
Yeah.
was called back by a penalty.
Yeah.
And most of these, I'm not saying that none of them were penalties, some of them for sure were, but there were some. I mean, even Tony Romo said, well, that wasn't a hold. I don't see that one. If Tony Romo says the Chiefs didn't hold, they didn't hold. I can tell
That's
you that
right.
much right
Yeah.
now. And so you can say the same thing for a few of the Broncos penalties too. So I'm not
Oh
saying it's
yeah, yeah,
only
yeah.
for the Chiefs, but
Yeah.
yeah, I just want to see them let them play when there's not actually something going on there. It's
Right.
almost like they came in here with a mindset and people tell them, hey, this person holds, this person holds, this person does whatever.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, okay, well, I'm going to be watching for it more meticulously. And I'm going to call
Yeah.
it, even if I think it might not be there. If it's close, I'm going to call it because I was just warned that this person does it.
Yeah. And I think one of the big things was the one that aggravated me probably the most, besides the Juju ones, was, and he held on one of them, but the Trey Smith one, because it was not a hold. He
It was,
like flew, like he just
yeah,
pushed him.
yeah. And not
And
even
that's
from
not
behind.
holding.
No.
That's not he didn't tackle him. He just pushed him, and with great force, that guy went flying.
Yes. Because Trey Smith has 100 pounds or more on that guy. So it just
Yeah, and
happens.
like that is not. You can't call that whole. That's So I wish these refs would get
Yes.
grades, and then they would get fined for bad calls,
Yes,
or
I agree.
or just missing calls.
Yeah. Now supposedly these guys are graded. Now we're not told what the grades are,
Yeah,
but supposedly they're graded because that's how they determine the playoff reffing crews and Super Bowls. But we're not told what these are. But I do wish that they would be held accountable. Now, I understand that some of it to that extent, you can't
yeah,
hold a ref accountable for every single call because
no,
then you just leave them not calling anything at all. Uh, and
yeah.
swallowing their whistle to where everything gets away with. So there has to be a balance there to some point. But I just feel like if it's egregious. Well, and what about this? What about this quick replay assist? Where's this at when we
Yeah.
actually need it, right? It
Well,
seems
yeah,
like
just
it's
let them replay everything and say like, "Hey, pick up your flag. You missed that one," or "Hey, when like I don't know, you kind of just don't want every play, being dissected." I think there is something about the real time, like in the ref, but like if I think every penalty should be reviewed and be like, that's not holding. But I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know. I go back and forth on it, because it could be like so tedious that
Well,
it's
I'll tell you this.
like,
I think if nothing else, a coach should be able to challenge any play, any call for the entire game.
oh,
Now,
okay,
you still only have the same amount of
two,
challenges that you do
yeah,
now, and if you win both those, you can get another one. So you can challenge any play, whether it's a hold, pass interference, anything. Now, I don't want to do the stupid pass interference thing like we did 3 years ago, where
yeah,
it's obviously pass interference and you're still not going to change it anyways. That's
right.
stupid. Don't do
So
that.
does it have to be called on the field, or can you challenge like, hey, that was pass interference, you guys missed it?
No, you can be able to challenge anything, whether it's
Okay,
called or not called. That's how I think it should be able to be done.
there you go.
Because it's not going to take any more time because you're just using your timeouts during that anyways. And so, and you're not getting more challenges. You have the same amount to challenge anything you want to, but you just have the timeouts you have. So you have to have a timeout. And so within the rules of the game, can't
Yeah.
challenge under 2 minutes and all those things.
Now remind me, I'm not so clear on the rules. But when you're doing a screenplay to say to Cream Hunt on the left side, and the ball is just a little bit high, does that mean you can just tackle the receiver?
That is a great question, Dale, because that was still a forward pass, even though it was behind
Right.
the line of scrimmage. And so there's two things to that. First off, they are allowed to have contact with a player within a yard of the line of
Uh-huh.
scrimmage. However, if the ball is in the air, you cannot tackle the guy before he touches the ball.
That's what I thought. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I thought there was something about behind the line of scrimmage or something like you could do
Hey,
that. I was like, dude, the guy he just tackled Kareem Hunt and the ball was still like coming towards him.
yeah. So
So,
I
okay. All right. Anyway,
unless I'm mistaken about that, because I'm not by any
hey,
means
correct us.
claiming to be an
Comment and
expert.
correct us if we're wrong,
Yeah,
please.
maybe we are wrong. So,
Maybe
but
we are.
I just thought that if there's a ball in the air, you cannot tackle the receiver
There you
until he
go.
touches it. So
So we're winning 6 of the next 7. Is that what you thought?
that's my thought. I think we can win 6 of the next 7. So
All right.
who that loss is going to be to, I don't
The
know.
Cowboys. I'll tell you right now.
The
It's going to be the
Cowboys,
Cowboys. Yeah.
it probably will be short week going to Dallas. We have a defense that can't stop an offense, so it
Yeah.
probably will be the Cowboys. So, hey, luckily we got the Colts next week at home, so
Hey,
that's going to help out a lot. So,
welcome.
and
Welcome to Arrowhead, Danny Dimes.
you keep
They're
saying that
frauds.
the Colts, yeah, are frauds. So we're about to find out if they are.
We are going
So,
to have to dial up some pressure like we did. Chris Jones is going to have a game.
oh yeah, for sure. So here's a question: why are the Chiefs losing these one possession games this year that they didn't lose last year? I mean, they set an all time record for one
Yeah.
possession wins, and now we can't even win one.
Yeah. So I think we kind of alluded to it last episode, but I think the signs have been there that we haven't really improved our team, right? And it was kind of like, oh, we went to the Super Bowl. I mean, everything's great, but we did not improve. And so had 11, was it 11 games with one scores, and we won 11 of them. And
Yeah,
that's like,
last year, but going back to the previous year, I think we set the record. I think it was like 17 games.
yeah, 17. So yeah,
Going back to the previous year as well. But yeah,
Yeah, and I think like a lot of it is not luck, but just the ball goes your way, and so and so I think it's all that. But I think there's been signs that maybe it was probably a good thing that we were winning all these one score games. I mean, sometimes it's good to have a blowout every now and then or a dominant performance and just kind of like, and I mean, not blowout, but like a 10-point lead or, something like that where you're like, hey, we're controlling this game. And
Yeah.
so, and there was this times where, like 2 years ago, was where Mahomes' offense was not very good and he just relied on his defense so much. And I think a little bit was last year after Rashid Rice went down and you had a rookie worthy, and then for whatever reason, this now, I don't know. I think it is our defense. I don't know. In our offense doesn't seem like to capitalize on those times where we should capitalize.
Yeah, and I think one of the big reasons too is that we're not being mentally sharp this year. Like in the previous years, we might have won those games because we were
Yeah.
making the right decision, and we
Yeah.
weren't beating ourselves, is what we weren't
Yeah.
doing. We weren't making mental mistakes and getting penalties. We weren't missing the balls when they were thrown right to our hands, right? And this year, like we just
Yeah.
can't seem to make those plays when they matter, or when we do, we have a penalty that brings it back. And those penalties yesterday, I mean, there were so many times that we were getting momentum, driving the ball, and then we get a penalty and we couldn't overcome that penalty
Right.
because we'd have second or third and 15, and
Right.
just so that makes such a huge difference when you are playing
Oh
from
yeah, behind
that far
behind the sticks
behind.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So the big question we have to ask: is the Chiefs dynasty officially over, or is this just a bump in the middle, kind of like the Tom Brady years where he had 5 or 10 years between Super Bowls?
Yeah, he won a decade. An entire decade. He had three, then won a whole decade, then won four. So like I
Yeah,
don't think it's gonna be that. I think we're until we're not playing in the AFC championship game or the Super Bowl, that's when I will call. And I don't even think that, yeah, I think this is just a hiccup for the Chiefs. Just a hiccup. We're going to be back. We're going to figure it out. Brett Veach is going to get in the lab, find the next Kareem Hunt. And I think that's really I think from this. And I know Kareem Hunt's a very serviceable running back, but I think what stands out to everybody else that has a really good running back is they have the home run opportunity. So not James. Is it James Cook? Whatever
yeah,
the
yeah.
running, yeah,
James Cook.
James Cook up in the Buffalo. He has the opportunity like just 50 yards, 53 yards, and I think even like Jonathan Taylor, right, has the opportunity. Just you just hand the ball off a normal running play, and all of a sudden, boom, Saquon, same thing, So
Yeah,
I just think I think we're missing that factor. We're like, oh man, you just we just scored, or big runs. And so Kareem Hunt does get the 4 to 5 yards a carry. He may get 12 yards a carry, but that's about as far as Kareem Hunt's getting us,
Dale, I
right?
feel like I have to remind you of this every single week. What is Kareem Hunt on this team for? You tell me, because I've told you this so many times. What is Kareem Hunt on this
The
team
short
for?
yardage. I'm with
Yes.
you.
So why are we so concerned about him not getting the home run play? Now I agree.
Yeah.
We need
I'm
somebody
not. I'm not
in
just saying Kareem
addition
Hunt.
to
I'm
him.
just saying when you give him all the carries and
Yeah.
nobody, not no Elijah Mitchell, no
Okay.
Rashard
Yes.
Smith. I'm saying like that. Well, you're already
Okay.
giving up. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm
I'm
saying. I'm not
following you now.
saying.
I
Yeah.
thought
I'm
you were
not saying
saying
Kareem Hunt's the problem. I'm saying
okay. That
having a running back that is dynamic like a James Cook or a
yeah.
Jonathan Taylor or a Saquon or like these
Okay.
guys. Yeah. That's what I'm
I
saying.
can follow you. I misunderstood you. I thought you were saying, get rid of Hunt to get
Oh
somebody
no,
else
no,
in
I love
there.
Kareem Hunt. I wish he was
So
5 years younger, but I wish like he would. I wish
yeah.
he never did what he did, and I wish we would saw like the full Kareem Hunt because I think we get two more Super Bowls.
Yeah, at least one more, at least, if not two more. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think you're correct in that.
yeah.
So, but
So
yeah, so Kareem Hunt's there for the short yards, does it masterfully well.
yeah,
And so glad he's there. But yes, why is Elijah Mitchell? We finally get him in the game.
man,
I just can't understand why nobody else got a touch in that game except for Kareem Hunt. Like, if
yeah,
I was a reporter, that's the first question I would ask is, why is Kareem Hunt the only one getting touches when every
right,
other game you've split the carries between two or even three backs? And
right,
now it's only one. Do you not trust Brashard Smith to be back there to run it?
yeah.
Is
What's Carson
Elijah
Steele
Mitchell
doing? Do
not
we still have
good?
Carson Steele? I mean, get him in there. Gee whiz, do
Uh,
something.
yeah, you got to do something just to change it up. So, all right,
Anyway,
last question for you here. So, if you could change one thing about the Chiefs, whether it's on offense or defense, either side, what would you
yeah,
change about this team right now?
yeah. I would get another pass rusher. That'd be the. Yeah.
I can't disagree with you. That's exactly what I do because well, both of us, we've been saying this
Yeah.
for
Or
weeks.
if not, then if you did that, then I would I'd get a linebacker that could cover tight ends.
There you go.
Bring Willie Gay
So
back. At least he was
yeah,
fast. I mean, gee whiz.
yeah. Hey, I'll give one good shout out though. Our
Yeah.
offensive line did fantastic
Oh
yesterday.
yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, Josh Simmons,
Yeah.
hasn't played in a month or so.
Yeah.
I mean, only gave up 2 pressures the entire game. That's pretty
Yeah.
phenomenal for a rookie who hasn't played in a month.
What did they give up? One sack? Was that it? Total one sack total, or did they got two?
Well, they got 3 sacks total, the
Okay.
Broncos did. And all of them, as I said, were on blitzes. And
Right.
so none of them were really bad sacks because of the offensive line, is because of blitzes. And like I said, I think at least one of those is on Mahomes because he
Right.
knew that guy was there. If nothing else, step to the right out of the pocket and get rid of the ball.
Yeah.
And he didn't. He just held on to it, knowing that guy ran by him, missed him, and that nobody's behind him to block him. So you know he's coming back. So that's on Mahomes. So, hey, you know what though? I feel better about the Chiefs than I did
There you go.
20 minutes ago.
So you're gonna go put your
It's,
red sweatshirt on.
I
All
might
right,
get
I
changed.
like
I'll say,
it.
you
I'm
know
drinking
what?
my red cup here. Got a little red under here. Yeah,
I mean, if
it's
nothing
good.
else, I'm going to start adding some red. I mean, I have zero red on me
Zero
today,
red,
and
man.
so it's coming back. Well, except for my watch, I always have
There you
the
go.
red watch. So the Chiefs are always a part of me, even if it's settle. So
Even they disappoint me.
even if they
Uh,
disappoint me, I mean, because here's the thing, I remember that 2-win season. I remember
yeah.
how awful it felt,
Oh
and
man,
so we're sitting here on the
complaining.
edge or the middle of a dynasty,
Yeah,
thinking we're not going to win the Super Bowl this year.
man.
And every other team, not every team, but
Yeah.
90% of the other teams are like, I wish we could just make it to the playoffs. I wish we
Oh
could
yeah.
win one playoff game. That would be a successful season. And we're like, no Super
We may
Bowl.
not even play the AFC Championship game.
I
That'd be
know.
crazy.
How crazy is that? So,
Yeah.
hey, the Chiefs, we're in a good spot. We
Oh
still have a
yeah.
chance. And again, why I might be a little more pessimistic right now, if the Chiefs make the playoffs,
Yeah.
my
That'd be a win.
my optimism is going to come back full
Oh
force.
yeah, full force. And
Full
the good
force.
news is, right now, at this very moment, we kind of control our destiny, right? Or the Chiefs, players on the team, they control like what happens. So if they win out, 12-5, well, they're probably gonna get in the playoffs. But they start dropping games again, then they're gonna like. I just don't want. I guess for me, the last week, I don't want the Chiefs relying on like, oh, a Jaguar loss with a Raiders win, and then we get in. You know what I mean? Like just
Yeah.
even though the Raiders play us, I think we play the Raiders the last game. So or a
Yeah.
Broncos win. So like I just don't want to be at the end of the year relying on people. So I'd rather be all in or all out, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
yeah.
and right
So
now we still have games against 3 AFC uh, playoff teams currently,
yeah,
and potentially 4 if you want to include the Texans in that as well. So we
yeah.
have a lot of games in front of us against teams who we're trying to beat out to get into the playoffs. So we're
Any given
we're we're gonna
Sunday,
be
any
okay.
given Sunday.
That's right. That's right. So, hey, thanks for joining us this episode of the Kingdom Corner. We're so glad you came here to join us. Hopefully, you feel just a little bit better about the Chiefs moving forward now. So, hey, we want to remind you, make sure you like, subscribe, leave us a review, and comment on this post wherever you're seeing it to help us get the word out about this great Chiefs content. And so, this episode is brought to you by Oh Hey Threads, where a portion of every purchase goes to support missions all over the world, one super soft tee at a time. You can get your own super soft tee or hoodie at ohheythreads.com. We'll see you next time right here in the Kingdom